everybody, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to pop by. This week has been a bit of a low week for me. Just low energy, low motivation. It's been kind of rough. So I still do believe that it's going to be a good year. You know, I haven't abandoned that. You know, I'm still believing that, you know, it's still early. We still got time. But I wanted to pop on here to say, you know, basically to show that, you know, I go through low weeks too. You know, everybody does. And, you know, I believe that we need these times in order to remind us and to truly appreciate the times when we're feeling high and great and, you know, super energetic and things like that. You know, there was a song that came on actually that kind of inspired me to do this video, and that was, you know, if the sun was always shining and our Lord always light, we'd be shaking like a leaf with every God-given night. We'd break under the weight of any pressure that was ever applied. And it's true, you know. That was actually a song that I listened to a lot after Greg passed away. And it was almost like a message. I don't know if a lot of you resonate with music, but I know I do. I get messages from music a lot, you know, which is why I usually try to stick with like the very empowering songs and such. But it was a message to me that, you know, this too shall pass, you know. And there are great things in life. You just have to endure the things that really aren't so great, you know. And you have to take them with an understanding that these things are needed. Everything, you know, the universe has to be balanced. And so taking these things with a grain of salt, as my grandma used to say, is usually the best way. Just knowing, trusting yourself that you do have the ability to endure the bad that comes your way, and take that and use it to really inspire the great that comes your way as well. Because it's got to. It's got to get better than this, you know. Living well is the best revenge is the other message I kind of wanted to point out today. It's really true. You know, if you can find, you know, if you can find happiness after somebody believes that they have hurt you, that hurts them. That will show them that, you know, that's a way of taking your power back, because it's for both yourself and for them, proving to yourself that you can be happy after somebody has essentially completely torn everything down to the ground. That's amazing. That is very hard to do, but you did it, and that's awesome, you know. And remind yourself of that. And then when they see you happy and smiling and thriving, you know, sometimes even because they're gone, that's got to be kind of hurtful, you know. Now, sometimes you can start that out as a revenge tactic. I know I did a couple of times. But sometimes you can start it out as a revenge tactic, that I'm going to live my best life to show them that I am everything that I said I was. I am capable. I am strong, and I'm going to show them that. Sometimes you wind up proving it to yourself as well. So it really does work, and it does help. So that's one of the things that I usually try to point out to people who are, ending a relationship. So you do have this. You do have the strength. You do have the ability. But sometimes you need to prove that to yourself. But the key to that, though, is the key to living well, period, is finding the true happiness, authentic happiness inside yourself. So when I say living well is the best revenge, it means, finding out exactly what would make you happy. Because that's the only way it's going to work, is if you show authentic happiness, which means, you don't have to jump on the, what I call hedonistic treadmill, the point of, you don't have to keep up with the Joneses or anything like that. You got to find what makes yourself truly happy in order to, well, in a sense, kind of use it as revenge, because people can tell fake. They can tell when you're just like, oh yeah, I've been doing this and this and this and this, and it's like, yeah, but you don't really sound happy about it. So, that's the key to it, is finding something that makes you happy, and being authentically happy. Like, true happiness for me is being surrounded by people who care about my well-being and growth, honestly. My grandma was just absolutely extraordinary woman then, mainly because I think she had this just aura around her of just contentment, being just grounded and content, if not happy, all the time. And my family struggled. Struggling to keep the lights on, struggled for a very long time. And she was still just always very happy, And she used to tell me that we may not be rich in money, but we're rich in love. And that's what kept her happy. So, you got to figure out what true unconditional happiness is for you. And then you got to convince yourself that you deserve it, because you do. I know sometimes it may not feel like you do, but you really do. That's usually just the ego talking, or something that we've been, essentially programmed to believe, is that we don't deserve to be content or happy. We have to keep working for it. Either we didn't work hard enough, or we haven't worked hard enough, or something like that. But No, we do. We deserve happiness. So, and that will be the best revenge for anybody that has ever done you wrong, is the point that you can be happy. It really is possible. So, what would make you happy? What is happiness to you? Let me know. And like and subscribe, alright? Thank you.